What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs? This is Stars here, bringing you episode 2 of Free to Play Friday, and this week we will be looking at Age of Wushu. This game is the North American release of Age of Wulin. And first off, we're here at the login screen, which is pretty cool. It looks like you can log in using Yahoo, Facebook, and Google, as well as using your name and password. So, I'm going to go right here, and first things first, system notice, the world of Age of Wushu is an open PvP world. Are you ready? Accept the open PvP challenge. I think we are ready, ladies and gentlemen. The account password includes invalid characters. Guys, that might be an issue. Let's see if we can get that straightened out. Yes, we'll accept the challenge. Let's get this show on the road here. Age of Wushu is created by Snail Games, and it is, of course, free to play. Now, this is looking like we've got a select story option. I'm assuming this has something to do with your starting quest, maybe your starting zone, even. It does appear like this one has a thumbs up beside it. A few people know about this storyline. If you want to achieve something, you should go and... what? Who knows? But anyway, this is beta. Once again, closed beta. So everything in here is subject to change, blah, blah, blah. You know, everything's probably going to end up being more polished, whatnot. But keeping that in mind, I'm going to have to judge, you can only judge the game as is. But keep in mind, this is beta. So we're going to go with this one with a little thumbs up and create. So we're here at the character creation screen. We've got face, hairstyle, avatar, outfit. And we've got a bunch of face options here. It looks like eyebrow, eye, nose, cheekbone, ears, mouth, jaw, special features, all this kind of cool stuff. And it does appear that you can really customize. Let's go to something like the nose. Just look at the level that you can really, woo, man, that's just crazy. Looks like the level of customization is quite nice in the face, definitely. So we've got hairstyles. Looks like there's 3 to choose from. Not exactly. Once again, beta. So 3 different hairstyles. That's cool. Avatars. I'm assuming maybe this is like your little character portrait when you're in game. Outfit. You got a couple different ones to choose from. A random selection here because it's gonna randomize everything, which is cool. We've got male. We've got female going on here. As you'll notice, there are no races. You're just playing as human because in Age of Wushu, it takes place during the Ming Dynasty, China. So, playing as humans, that's just the way it is. And that may be boring to some, but anyway, that's just the way it is. So we've got the female character here, random selections here, just go with that there. All right. And we're going to enter name. How about we'll go there. All right. Let's get it started. Another thing about Age of Wushu is that there are no levels in this game whatsoever. So you use your experience to level, get skills, level up skills, stuff like that. So yeah, it's an interesting concept. Definitely something new. So we are using the trial. Okay, this is control mode options. You've got your usual WASD, and you've also highly recommended. Okay, you can move. Looks like with the left mouse button. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, learn about experience, cultivation, and potential. And it's another little warning about the trial thing. So this is going to be starting off with the tutorial or guide to sort of get you started. I'll show you a little bit of that. I've actually already done this tutorial. So you have to look over here is basically going to show you your quest, like your quest tracker, I guess you could call it. Basically, you need to listen to Chang Huan, hint, press F9 to hide other players, which is an interesting thing, being able to hide other players by doing that. It looks like their names still stay, but a cool thing, if there's a quest giver or somebody that you need to talk to, some place you need to go for your quest, and you can look over here on the right hand side, and if you get this nice little finger, you can click on it and you will move directly to where you need to go and talk to that person. So that's a pretty cool feature. Alright, so he is going to teach me about some martial arts. So this is basically going to walk you through how to learn spells and skills and stuff like that. Let's see, we're left clicking here. Cultivation points. It's going to tell you about them. If you pay to have a VIP membership, it's telling you some of the things that you can gain from that, which we don't want to do that. So we'll keep talking to him here. Thank you for your guidance. The quest things are very minimal. It's not much frou-frou to it yet, if you want to call it. It's pretty simple. There's not a lot of whole like sound effects to it or flashing things. It's just kind of like, you know, here's what you do it right now. It's still very simple because, like I said, it still is in closed beta. So, and as you can see, I'm walking to someone, and I can use the right mouse button to look around. Kind of just looking around at the graphics. The graphics are not bad from far away. It looks pretty nice. Okay, here I am talking to this guy, and he's gonna teach me what to do here. Self-recollection, study, and this will make me learn it, and then activate. Okay, now, so about the graphics, you can see, you know, they don't look too bad. Let me see actually what my video settings are on right now. It looks like they're on high. You should be able to kick it up to ultra here. And it looks pretty good, you know, pretty nice. I'm sure, you know, you get closer to things and can really kind of see what's going on. But when I was running around, some of the, you know, brush and trees and stuff, you know, once you get right up on them, they do look pretty plain. Not too bad, though. There doesn't seem to be all that many crazy particle effects or anything in yet for spells and stuff. It seems fairly tame from what I've seen so far. So I'm just going to continue on with this guide, and we'll pick up a little bit later when there's some more action going on. Alright, I just got finished learning some techniques from these guys here, and they've given me this novice guide, which I think basically gives you the overall theme for combat in this game, and that's that overt beats feint, feint beats block, and block beats overt. These are different types of attacks, or of course the block. The overt is just strength, punching, it seems like, and then feint is an attack that's meant to bypass a block, and a block, of course, is a block. So that seems to be how it's working, and I guess you were trying to guess what your opponent's going to do next, and you try and counter that with the appropriate maneuver, and that's basically how the combat works. So that's interesting. I'll be interested to see how that kind of actually plays out in real combat. Alright, something else that I have just learned here is basically how experience works. Your experience points that you gain by doing things, you can't just spend immediately, but they get cultivated, and cultivation is how you get your skills, you upgrade your skills, and they can go into different various areas, I suppose similar to talent trees or getting, you know, stuff like that, basically to improve your character and make it more powerful without actually leveling, because as I mentioned before, there are no levels. So right now, I believe we are in close to the end of the tutorial, 87.5% through, and basically for this next part, we are going to be asked to join a school, which this basically is going to be, I don't know, not really a guild, I wouldn't call it. I'm not exactly sure what the differences is. what the differences are, but you gain different skills. You can see some of the things that you get long style boxing. So this would be similar, I suppose, to choosing a class in a way, and then they show you what the different versions of that class, I suppose, as you can go into. I'm not sure exactly how far you can go into one or the other, but this is going to give you a basic overview of each of the schools. And what's cool is that they're very different styles, and they have like their Shaolin. Shaolin are leaders, judges, and guardians of the weak. They use fierce attacks and overwhelming strength to defeat their enemies. Just a bunch of different. Let's see, we have the Wanderer's Valley. The acolytes of the Wanderer's Valley School are amoral, secretive, and sinister. Their art focuses on the use of vicious, cunning, and poisons. So you can see right there, two different schools, very different. This school here, the the Serene Imi swordsmen swordswomen are devoted to justice and the tenets of Xia, which is chivalry. Their balanced style combines range, melee, and unarmored attacks to deceive and overwhelm their enemies. They only accept female students, which I am a female here, so that, I suppose, is where I will choose. So we have to talk to this guy here. What to find a Shifu? Yes. I'm torn between, yes, these ones. I want to join the MA. So far, going through the tutorial, it's been a little bit rough. Not very smooth. It's kind of a little bit difficult. And I mean, I'm someone that is pretty experienced with questing and games, I have to say. And it's not the easiest guide to get through. Another thing is that there seems to be no voice acting to speak of whatsoever, and I don't know if this is something they plan on adding or not. But that, as of right now, it just kind of takes away from the general, fullness of the game and kind of immersion of the game. But we'll see if that's something that they plan on adding in the future. All right, so I need to ask this person up here to accept me into the school. I can just click right there, and it's going to take me right to the person that I need to talk to. Looks like all the way up at the top here. So yeah, right now this game is in closed beta, but you can sign up for the opportunity to play 1 hour per day, it looks like. And I don't know if that's something that they're letting a certain amount of people into, or they're letting everyone into, anyone that wants to try it out for 1 hour a day. Or you can also pre-order the game, and then you will have full access to the beta, all that kind of good stuff. I would like to learn the ways. Yes, I want to study the ways of Imi. I will tend to it immediately. Okay, so looks like we're going on some sort of quest here. And there's probably going to be a little bit of a quest line here, and once again, I'd like to get into some combat, so I'll be picking that up when we get into some more action. A couple other things I do want to talk about was PvP. Supposedly, there is a lot of open world PvP going on, and it's constant. They're all servers or PvP servers, so you never know when you're gonna be attacked. There is you got to get to a certain level, a certain skill or something like that kind of, once you get to a certain, not level, literal level, but certain point in your training, you'll unlock the ability to be a target for PvP, which there's a lot of. There's also going to be structured PvP, even though that is not in the game yet, but it will be, I guess, once the game comes out, or at some point maybe during open beta, it will be out. Another cool thing I did hear about PvP is that you'll be able to kidnap other players, which is something really cool. And a dev was asked about it, and he basically said that you can go up to someone who's offline. When you're offline, your character becomes like an NPC and does little jobs, stuff like that. Could be guarding your school, could be sweeping the floors or whatnot. And basically another player who is online can come up to you and take you and try and drug you or something like that. They could possibly fail depending on your level of strength and their level of strength. But if they do succeed, then they will kidnap you. And as far as what happens after that, I'm not really sure. But I know there is some sort of like a goodwill type system where if you kill or kidnap a bunch of people, you'll get a bounty on your head, which is also cool. Meaning if another player kills you, then they will be getting additional resources, whatever the currency may be in the game. Alright, seems like I have just uncovered a spy here in my all-female school, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and dispatch of here real quick. It's gonna be just showing off a little bit of the combat. This looks like it may be my first actual challenge here in the game. I'm gonna see if I can show off some blocks here. There's one maneuver I have that's supposed to counter for an attack, and if I can time it just right, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to here. Another thing that's cool is that as you block attacks, you build up rage, and you can unleash this rage in some pretty cool looking little like cutscene style combo finishing moves, whatever you want to call them here. I'll show you one right here. So it's walk backward in 7 stars. So you can see it does a lot of damage. It kind of goes to a cool little cutscene mode thing there. But at this level, I don't really know too much of the flying, crazy combat that you may have seen like in the trailers and stuff for this game. Supposedly you do learn that kind of stuff later on. As it is right now, I basically have a couple basic double jump is really all I can do right now, and so the combat looks a little bit plainer than I think that it will be at a later level. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about the PvE content in Age of Wushu. There will be dungeons. This is people from Snail Games talking here. I've not been able to go into any of them yet, but there will be dungeons. They are 6-man dungeons. Now, there are no specific tank, healing, and DPS roles. As it is, every character has a chance to become tanky at certain points and block attacks and things like this. And since it's sort of skill-based in that way, that you're, not just targeting, attacking, you can block, you can sidestep, all that kind of good stuff. So that's interesting for dungeons. There are also going to be raids, larger scale dungeons where you take some friends or whatever, get a lot of big group together and try and down some really big bosses. Of course, those will take a lot of cooperation, all that kind of great stuff. But there will be rage, which is something cool and interesting that for people that may not be as loving, don't have that much love for PvP or, want to do it constantly, there are going to be dungeons, there are going to be raids, so that's something nice. The UI is a little bit confusing, definitely. It takes some getting used to, no doubt about it. It does tell you, when you're playing the guide, it tells you more or less what's where and all this kind of good stuff, but there definitely are some things that you just got to mess around with and find out for yourself, because it can be a bit intimidating at first, for sure. And another thing is the cash shop. There definitely is going to be a cash shop in this game, considering it's free to play. You can pay to have VIP status, which allows you to have a 100% conversion rate from the experience that you gain into cultivation points, which then are used to unlock skills and upgrade your skills, whether they be passives or activated skill maneuvers that you actually use in battle. So your experience will be converted to that at 100%, rather than, I believe it's 70% for non-VIP members. Also, it will be done instantly as opposed to taking time. As you're playing the game slowly, experience is converted into the cultivation points, which you could then spend. Another thing in the cash shop also is you can actually just buy the in-game currency, the plain currency that you gain while playing the game. This could be troubling to some people, because basically this means anything that can be sold in an auction house, or anything that can be sold by players, that's crafted by players, that they may take the time to make an item, and then you can just buy it essentially for real money. So that kind of creates a bit of an issue when you can do that so easily, especially when a game that's so focused on PvP, if a player can have all the best items without having to do anything for it, that can be a little disheartening. But at the same time, they won't be able to have any items that you cannot have, any super powerful items. There are some items, some cosmetic items, some lower level abilities that aren't too amazing. They're not going to be able to buy all the best stuff in the cash shop. The stuff that they are going to be able to buy with in-game currency that they bought using money is going to be some of the best stuff, but it's also stuff that regular players have access to. It just may take them longer to get there. So overall, I would say this game is definitely something that could be a lot of fun. It's, for me right now, it's not a game I don't think I have enough time to get into. It seems really neat. I do want to get into some more world PvP situations, as I haven't really been able to do that yet, as this is just a first look. I can only go so far into the game, but something I think I will stick with for a little while, check out. I don't have a whole lot of time to dedicate to it, but it's definitely worth a shot if you're looking for a free-to-play MMO game. Now, these things can obviously take up a lot of your time, so if it's something that you're looking for, I play World of Warcraft right now, so I won't have much time for this, and same for other people that play MMOs. They probably won't have a whole lot of time, but it is something different and fun, and definitely the style is something that's really cool and can be appealing for a lot of people. So those are my thoughts on this game. Let me know what you guys think if you've played this game. Also, for next week's Free-to-Play Friday, let me know if there are any games, free-to-play up-and-coming games, that you would like me to review for next week's Free-to-Play Friday. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.